Well, Perthshire One's been released. Let's go to SNP spokesperson Pete Wishart.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Free at last, and it's good to be back. And can I thank the Leader of the House for his support and understanding during my long confinement, and my honourable friend from Midlothian for standing in for me so stoutly as the way he does always, Mr Speaker. And now I'm back, it's of course one simple task, and that is to secure something for the Scottish press by gently encouraging the Leader of the House to say something provocative and inflammatory about Scotland. And knowing the Leader as I do, I know that he will oblige me and give me that headline that I seek. And can I also sincerely congratulate the England team in progressing to their historic place in getting beat by Germany on penalties? And also congratulate the Welsh team, of course, a fantastic feat in getting through to the last 16 again. And I know that the Tartan Army's most unlikely new recruit will be gutted at Scotland's departure. Apparently, Mr Speaker, is to go to the Caledonia Bar in Leicester Square, where he's left his CU Jimmy wig. They know it's his because it's attached to a top hat, so I hope he'll be dispatched soon to reclaim that. And Mr Speaker, will he now bring forward the necessary changes to standing order to rid this place once and for all of the total disaster and absolute waste of time that is English votes for English laws? This piece of uselessness has been in abeyance for over a year, and such is the impact that the quasi-English Parliament has made on this House that nobody even knows it's not in operation anymore. The Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster has said that evil is a hindrance to the Union, so what better incentive than that, Leader of the House, to get rid of it once and for all? And lastly, Mr Speaker, and this is where I hope the Leader helps me out and obliges me, we need a debate about strengthening the Union, because they are simply all over the place, and they are seemingly doing everything possible to help our cause. In 1 week, this week, they tried to gerrymander the franchise while ruling out once again a vote in which they seek to cheat their way to victory. Meanwhile, the strains of Strong Britain, Great Nation bellow out from the children of England in a gesture that's not in the least bit creepy, ominous or embarrassing. So can I thank him for all his efforts in the course of the past week? Mr Speaker, as the red wall languishes in ruins and the blue wall is breached, the SNP tartan wall stands strong, impregnable and reinforced by the right honourable gentleman.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. It is a pleasure to have the honourable gentleman back, as he's shown with his stylish question. I am all in favour of strengthening the Union, and I'm glad he is too. And I used to think that there should be a special seat preserved, invariably, as it is in law, for the honourable member for Nihillingham and Yar, as he is such an ornament to the Union Parliament. I'm beginning to think something similar should be done for Perth and North Perthshire, because we have missed the honourable gentleman, and his style is very welcome in this House. But the Union has been fundamental to the success of the rollout of the vaccine, and indeed with dealing with the pandemic. We have benefited from the furlough payments, and it has shown that as one country we are genuinely better together. And I think the honourable gentleman is a little bit mean, uncharacteristically, about a children's song. He and I are both old enough to remember the song There's No One Quite Like Grandma, which was #1 on the hit parade in 1980 when I was an 11-year-old. And these charming, sweet-natured songs are a feature of public life that pop up every so often, and I think one should be welcomed and one should suffer the little children to come unto us rather than being a bit miserable about it. As regards evil, evil is to be opposed in favour of good, I think, as a general rule. But if we're to take the alternative spelling, the honourable gentleman is absolutely right. It's been suspended for last year and nobody's noticed. And there is a fundamental principle where I share his view of the absolute equality of every member of this House, be they front bench, back bench, minister, non-minister, be they even Mr Speaker. It's one of the great advantages of our system of not having a special Speaker's seat, that the Speaker is one of us, even though primus inter pares. And I think that principle is of the greatest importance. Now, I will be appearing before the Procedure Committee, I think, on Monday, and I imagine this will be an important part of the discussion. I want to hear their views, but what was reported about my right honourable friend, the Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster's views, not a million miles from my own.